Come on, Laurie, let's sit down on the couch.
Don't leave me.
No, I won't.
Laurie, can I get you anything?
No. Ben, it's all coming back to me now, all of it.
I know.
I can see him in the stairwell, and I can see him chasing me into the classroom, and I can smell the varnish on the wooden floors.
Laurie, up until now, you forced that whole night out of your mind. Now, for the first time, you're remembering every last detail. Honey, this might not be the place to do that.
What are you saying?
If you want to go back to the hospital...
No, I don't want to go back.
They may be able to help us.
Tell me that you won't take me back there, Ben.
All right, I won't. I am going to call Dr. Diedrichson, though.
I can still see him in the hallway. And I can see my own reflection in his sunglasses. Screaming. I'm so glad you're here.
Terry, let me take your things.
Thank you, Dave. Come on, let's sit down. Oh, honey, are you all right? Mom, I saw him.
Ben, has there been any word from Sergeant Brubaker?
We just got back. He's got a composite drawing in the works. Dear God, I hope they find him.
They will, Ben.
Don't we know anything more about this guy?
Well, very few of our patients volunteer personal facts about themselves. You know that,
Yeah,
Ben.
but you've talked to him on several occasions.
Sure. He told me how he got his name and that he liked photography.
The camera clicking.
What?
At the tennis courts and at the market. And no one believed me.
Maybe that's the sergeant.
They're going to find him, Laurie. He won't get away.
It's Jean. Jean, where are you? Has the sergeant found out anything yet?
Ben, I want to go upstairs.
You tired?
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to lie down.
Okay. Laurie, everything's going to be all right. Listen, you're not living the nightmare anymore. You're waking up from it. It's over.
What did Jean want?
He picked this up as a story, and he wanted to talk to Laurie.
No way.
That's what I told him. He understands, and he said he'd keep us posted from the station.
Terry, Laurie wants to go upstairs.
Okay, I'll take her. Come on, honey.
Blue Nobles. The first patient we treated at the clinic. The man that we nursed back to health. And what kind of cruel joke is this?
So, where's your friend Blue?
He said he would be here at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, it's almost 5:30. You can't control him any more than a mad dog.
Oh, wait a second, please. That's Blue right now.
2.5 hours late. Don't slap his wrist too hard, Lance.
Hey, look, I know how to take care of Blue. He knows he better have a reason for pulling a stunt like this, Ron.
You know, sometimes I think you're softer than Weaver.
Well, stand over there, but don't let Blue see you, and I'll show you just what I do with mistakes.
All right.
Lance! Lance! I need help! I need help! Lance! I gotta get out of here. They're after me.
Who's
They're
after you? What are you talking about?
The police. The
Police?
police. Yeah.
What? What'd you do?
I went to the clinic, and there was a girl there, and I saw her.
what
saw
girl,
her.
Blue?
She saw
What girl?
my girlfriend from last summer.
You don't have a
Yes, I
girlfriend.
do. I can tell you. The one scratched my eye so bad.
You mean the one in the apartment? The pictures of the girl in the apartment? Oh, Blue, man, what'd you do?
I took her. I didn't want to hurt her, but she wouldn't do what I told her to, so I took her. Lance, I need help.
Well, Laurie will be very glad to hear that, Dr. Dietrichson. Right in the morning. Yeah, thank you.
No hospital.
Yeah, he says unless it's absolutely necessary, it's better that Laurie's at home. Huh? But he wants to see her in the morning. I think that animal has been roaming the streets out there all this time, right under our noses.
Ben, be thankful. It's being resolved.
No, we don't know that. We've got a composite drawing of him, so what?
Well, they can get it into the newspapers. Stake out the bus stations, the airports. Oh, come on, Ben. You can see this is a giant step in the right direction. It's an answer to prayer.
Do you want to know exactly what I've been praying for the past 4 months?
Oh, I can imagine.
No, I don't think you can. I've been praying that I personally will apprehend that man and bring him to justice. And for the second time, Dave, we were that close to him, and he got away.
But not for long. He can't keep running
Dave,
forever.
Dave, stop talking like his arrest is some foregone conclusion. Fact is, all we've done is identify the man.
I know that, but it's a beginning. And as far as you wanting to apprehend Blue personally, well, I'm sorry, Ben, but I don't think that's God's personal will in this situation. It's a misguided sense of a husband's protection.
Is it vengeance?
I think so.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. I want to see him run and cornered. I want to see him captured and punished. I feel no love for this man. I want to see him strung up. And right now, I cannot tell you how empty the words mercy and forgiveness sound to me right now.
Oh, Ben, I feel the same way about Blue Nobles. But I also see him as a patient and as a man who needed help. Obviously handicapped. Oh, but Ben, it doesn't matter how we see him. It only matters how God sees him. And right now, we're both short-sighted between passion and faith.
Well, that may
No
be...
need to say any more. Look, I told Sergeant Brubaker I'd stop by the station and check over the composite picture that he got from my own.
Dave, thank you for coming back here with me. I guess it's safe to say I won't be in the clinic tomorrow.
Well, if I see you there, I'll throw you out. Oh, and Ben, when I said that it was an answer to a prayer, I didn't mean capturing Laurie's attacker. We all believed that she would be delivered from her depression. But now that the source of that depression has surfaced, I feel that Laurie's going to pull through this completely.
All right, Blue. Now just take it nice and slow right from the top.
I went to the clock.
Leave him alone! Now, there's no way that we can help you unless you tell us everything, Blue.
You gonna help me?
Just give us the details. Now, who's this girlfriend?
Martin, Lloyd Martin.
Why does that name ring a bell, Lance?
Because she was in the paper a couple of months back. I think that's the same girl who was attacked at the high school.
Yeah. Is she the one, Blue? Did you attack her?
Yeah, I gotta get out of here, Lance. I think I hurt her real bad.
Now, Blue, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to ask you. Is there anything else that you've done that the police are after you for?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure. After I did this girl, I stayed in the apartment. And then I went outside and I kind of, walked around. And the police drove by and they didn't notice me. So I thought I was clear. I need money, Lance.
Just one more question, Blue.
What?
What about the people at the clinic? Do they have your home address?
No,
No, but Ron, they got his name.
What about your phone number, Blue? Do they have that?
no, I just moved in 2 months ago.
Well, don't worry. There's no way they can trace you.
So what are you gonna do?
I want you to go home to your apartment. I'm gonna have Ramona come by with some airline tickets. First Chicago, then L.A. I got friends in L.A. They'll be notified, they'll be waiting for you, they're gonna take you to Mexico. I want you to stay there until we notify you. All right?
Mr. Washington. Oh, thank you, Mr. Washington. What about Miriam?
I'll tell Miriam you say goodbye.
Now look, Blue.
What?
I don't want you to talk about this to anybody.
All right.
I want you to go straight home.
Okay.
And just wait there. Don't answer your door to anybody except for Lance, because he's going to be over personally to escort you to the airport.
Yeah, Lance, my best
I know.
friend.
Now get home, Blue. Hurry up. Get home.
All right.
All right. Kill him.
We have to kill him?
We can't take a chance on Blue getting arrested. He could knock 10 years off a sentence with one word, Miriam. And then we'd be the ones who are running. You know, you've always claimed responsibility for Blue, Lance. And now you're going to have to be responsible for this. It's the only humane thing to do.
Yeah, why?
You know as well as I do that Blue could never make it in prison.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, I guess. I mean, if you're undecided or something like that.
Only madmen enjoy this kind of thing, Lance. But you do realize it has to be done.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not afraid.
All right. Then follow him back to the apartment. You can leave his body in the apartment. And then I want you to turn that place upside down. Make sure there isn't anything that can trace the police back to us.
Look, Ron, I'll check his apartment out, but the guy lives like a hamster. I mean, the only thing he has in the place is beer cans and crackers and a bed.
You better leave now, Lance. I don't want Blue to wait too long. He just might get scared and run.
Yeah, right.
So tell me, old man, how was New York?
Yeah, it was cold, but I got a lot done. Sometimes it pays off to let people know where you are and where you're from.
Inspecting the troops, as it were?
Yeah, you might say that. So tell me about the troops down here. Haven't mentioned anything all evening about your new job.
Oh, everything's smooth, Vince. Of course, I have been getting my skirts a little dirty, but I don't mind.
So Ron's been talking, huh?
You know, I don't think I've ever been more ticked off at you than I was then.
You mind telling me what happened?
No, I don't mind at all. I told him I didn't care for squeezing $25 out of gutter bums. I wanted a challenge.
I guess he liked to hear that, huh?
Well, he was sort of impressed, actually. He even offered to help. But old man Cardello...
Is that his nickname?
No, mine.
Then you knock it off.
Fine. Daddy Dearest told Ron that he didn't want me involved in anything else but loans. Care to comment on that, sir?
So what happened?
They sent me over to rough up some teenage hooker who missed a few appointments. Proud of me?
From gutter bums to hookers. Why, I'm overwhelmed.
Don't give me that. Look, I don't need you setting guidelines for me, Vince.
I set the guidelines for everybody in this business.
Not this tightly. Ron needs men who can handle any problem that comes up. He doesn't need the boss's son hanging around the penthouse with a list of permissible duties.
That list is made up by your father who knows your limits.
You won't know my limits until I have a chance to prove myself.
You couldn't rough her up, could you?
I got my point across. What, you been talking to Ron?
It'll be a cool day in August when I have to consult with Ron Washington about understanding my own son.
All right. Gloat all you want, but I'll tell you something. I got through to her. She was 16 years old. Scared to death, for crying out loud. I didn't have to rough her up.
Did Ron find out?
Yeah, I told him. I told him I did the right thing, too. Said I was tougher than him or Lance.
You told him, you said, but you didn't do.
What I did was make a judgment. I decided that a convalescing hooker was going to be worth a lot less than a healthy one who was forced back on the street because she was scared to death. What, am I supposed to apologize for thinking?
No, for lying. You played right into Ron's hands. By not following orders, you demonstrated you've got a conscience. That's just what he wanted to expose.
How is she, Terry?
Well, I helped get her to bed. She seems to have calmed down a bit.
I hope she gets some rest.
So do I, but she was wide awake when I left her. How are you holding up?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm all right. Earlier this afternoon, Dave wouldn't let me play martyr.
Oh?
Yeah, he made a good point about Laurie's memories coming to the surface where the Lord could take care of them.
Yeah, I had that thought, too. There certainly are enough of them to take care of. Every time I turned around, she was remembering something else.
Terry, do you think now's a good time to talk to her?
About the rape?
About the fact that she wasn't.
Hey there.
Hey, Peter, where are you going?
I'm late for a date.
Wait,
I'll explain. You go upstairs to Laurie.
Explain what?
To make a long, difficult story short and simple, Laurie saw her attacker today.
Where?
At Ben's clinic, of all places.
But they got the guy.
No, he got away.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but listen, Detective Brubaker got a composite sketch of the guy at the station. It's a big step forward in the case.
Yeah, but Laurie's got to go through all this again.
That's why I didn't want you to go upstairs and bang around.
Oh, boy. Well, I can't go out now.
No, Peter, there's no reason you have to stay home.
My date's with Vicky Lang. That's who I was with the night I was supposed to pick her up, remember?
That is all behind us now. You just go.
No. Wouldn't be right. I better stay here just in case. I'll call Vicky.
Listen, I'm going to fix you some dinner, okay?
Thank you.
Are you kidding? Where do you get off asking me questions about conscience?
You can't deny that it's true, Russ.
Look, if I had to get tough with that girl, I would have. Oh, come on, Vince. I had a real good teacher when it comes to overriding conscience, now didn't I?
Me?
You aren't as cold-hearted as you'd like me to think, and you never were.
Tell me about Marianne. You know, that girl was full of questions before you took this job. I hate to think of the questions she's got now.
It's none of your business, and I'm handling her just fine.
I'd like a little more respect from you, Russ, as your father, because as your employer, I'll have you fired. Now tell me about Marianne.
She, thinks we're working for the government.
She thinks... the IRS. What have you told her?
Well, that's what I didn't tell her.
Boy, I've never met a woman who's so willing to believe the best of someone.
Yeah, thanks.
That can't last for long, though.
What's that, the lie or the relationship?
I'm having a hard time telling the difference between them.
Look, would you, I'm not going to take a few things from you. One of them is advice on conscience, and the other one is advice on girlfriends.
What about setting limits on your work for Ron?
Fine, 3.
Okay. Suit yourself. You want to prove your limits. Fine. I'm sure you'll find out what they are very shortly.
I remember one of the students, a girl.
Lila.
Right. She was thanking me for being her teacher. She was the only bright spot of that class. Anyway, she left, and then I was waiting for Peter, but he didn't show up. So I went out looking for Mr. Kimball. I heard him following me. And he jumped out and he cornered me. And he threw a trash can down the stairs at me.
I was there. I was coming to get you.
And then I remember he chased me back into the classroom, and I screamed, and I called out to Jesus. And then the next thing I remember is I was staring up at Alex at the hospital. Ben, what happened at the school when I was unconscious?
When I heard you scream, I ran down the hallway. And as soon as I got to the classroom door, he came out. And he had a knife. And he cut my hand. And he got away. But listen to me. He did not rape you. The Lord protected you. We ran every test in the book on you, and they were all negative. He didn't touch my Lori.
Join us each weekday for more of Another Life.